We are now 34 days away from Election Day, and as the clock ticks, some voters are getting really anxious.
Yeah, and if you're feeling this way, you could be a part of a group dealing with what psychologists are calling election stress.
News 3 reporter Nana St. Jobansu has more on this disorder and how you can cope.
Law and order, go ahead.
You asked a question, let him.
The first presidential debate of 2020 was all some voters needed to watch before heading to the polls.
That really solidified my decision to vote today.
But the thought of this year's election is nerve-wracking for some voters.
Regardless of political persuasion and who you intend to vote for, that people across the political spectrum are all experiencing that kind of stress.
A lot's on the line, lots is at stake.
Election stress, according to the American Psychological Association, it's affecting more than 50% of Americans. Gabrielle Harrell felt the pressure at the polls today.
Yes, it's been very stressful. As I was filling out the ballot, I'm triple checking to make sure that I'm checking the right box.
We've never had an election that we're told is the most important election ever in the middle of a pandemic.
Gary Roftis is the director of Fairfield Psychological Associates. As we get closer to November 3rd, he says politics does come up in his counseling sessions.
Inadvertently or directly because it's bothering them, people are bringing up the election all the time.
He says the additional voting options are affecting stress levels.
As to where they should vote, whether they should vote by mail, is their ballot going to be accepted?
Rofis says for people who want to get rid of some of that election stress, voting early is an option. We are outside the General Registrar's office here in Norfolk, where we have seen people go in to cast their ballots. Some people we talked to say yes, being able to vote early does give them some sense of relief.
I do feel better having done it.
Local experts say it's also best to take a break from politics if you can. But most importantly, take care of yourself.
Try to get enough rest, try to get enough sleep, try to eat properly.
And find a way to cast your ballot safely. In Norfolk, Nana St. Jobansu, News 3.